There's a real debate building in women's basketball, and it is not noise. It is about how Team USA will be built for the next major international cycle, what style play the coaching staff will choose, and whether that style create a natural place for Caitlin Clark. The discussion is technical, not personal. It asks a simple question that matters at the highest level. Do you pick the best individual talents, or do you pick the 12 players who best fit a clear system and win together? Caitlin Clark's value is not in doubt. She was Rookie of the Year in the WNBA, led the league in assists, pulled the Indiana Fever into the national conversation, and brought ratings, tickets, and new fans to women's basketball. The question is about fit. How does she slot into a program run by Kara Lawson, whose teams at Duke have been built on defense, controlled tempo, and low-possession basketball? This is a classic clash of philosophies. Clark thrives in pace, transition, early offense, and freedom. Lawson's Duke teams win by slowing opponents, limiting easy baskets, and living in the half-court. That tension is the center of the news cycle. At Duke, Lawson's squads are defended at a high level. They hold opponents to bad shots, force long possessions, and are comfortable winning in the 50s and 60s. The offensive numbers have often been modest. That is a choice. It is about controlling variables and reducing risk. Clark, at Iowa, lived on the other side of that line. Her team averaged nearly 87 points, ran off misses, built quick advantages, and leaned on her playmaking to create shots for everyone. In the WNBA, surrounded by stronger defenders and tighter schemes, she still accelerated the game. Put simply, Clark speeds things up. Lawson's team slow things down. A national team has to decide which direction to take. None of this happens in a vacuum. Team USA has a track record on selection. For years, the process has prioritized fit, experience, and roles that translate to FIBA basketball. When the Olympic roster was chosen, the staff leaned on veterans who knew the international game, knew how physical it can be on the perimeter, and had proven they could execute in a short tournament. That approach has delivered gold medals. It also sent a message: popularity does not override the plan. The committee will pick players who make the system work. International basketball is a different environment. The three-point line is closer, which helps shooters, but defenders are allowed more contact on the edge. Transition is harder if teams sprint back and cut off lanes. The game can feel more physical inside. A lot of possessions are decided in the mid-range and at the rim. Bigs matter. Wings who can switch and guard multiple positions matter. Guards who hold the point of attack matter. Teams like France and Spain have invested for years in depth and identity. Australia is disciplined and tough every cycle. The days of winning by 20 without a plan are gone. You need structure, communication, and players who accept roles. That is why the guard rotation is under the microscope. Jackie Young is a two-way guard who can create, space the floor, and defend the ball. Alyssa Thomas can initiate offense, break up actions with her size and length, and turn defense into controlled transition. Chelsea Gray is a closer who manages tempo, makes the right read late, and gives you leadership in tight games. In a defensive framework, those profiles make noise. Clark's rookie numbers were strong on offense and respectable on defense, but defense is not what she is picked for. If Lawson builds a defensive core, Young, Thomas, and Gray may fit it more naturally, beyond the eye test. Coaching staffs today use tools that are standard in elite sport. They lean on data analytics, video analysis hosted in cloud storage, simple dashboards that track performance metrics by lineup, and heat maps of shot quality. They review clips on tablets during breaks, share playlists via API between scouts and assistants, and archive everything in a database for quick access. They monitor real-time data on pace, turnover rate, points per possession, and net rating. They check KPI like opponent effective field goal percentage, transition efficiency, and points allowed per 100 possessions. They pair those numbers with video to see what is real. They also watch wearable data to manage loads in a short event. In short, the selection is part film, part numbers, part feel. The camp in March will be the first true test. 20 players will get invites. 12 will make it. The scrimmages will show what Lawson wants to emphasize. If the pace is high, the drills focus on early offense, and the guards have freedom to push. It favors a player like Clark. If the scrimmages start with shell drills, closeouts, ball screen coverage, and half-court execution. It leans toward defenders and decision-makers who thrive in controlled tempo. Watch the structure, not the sound bites. That is where the direction will be clear. There are locks that will form the spine of the team. Aya Wilson is non-negotiable. She is the best player in the world and the center of the plan at both ends. Breanna Stewart is another anchor with versatility that covers mistakes and creates mismatches. Nafisa Collier gives you a two-way forward who fills gaps and makes the system work. Aaliyah Boston brings size, rebounding, and a solid interior presence. Sabrina Ionescu adds spacing and shot-making, especially with closer Arcalia Copper provides speed on the wing and a scoring punch that changes a game. Angel Reese can offer energy and rebounding minutes. Jackie Young, Alyssa Thomas, and Chelsea Gray are natural fits. That is already a crowded board. There are also names knocking on the door. Paige Buchers could be in the mix as a creative guard with feel for big games. Sonia Citron is the kind of glue player who does a lot of little things right and keeps a lineup balanced. Kelsey Mitchell brings scoring and range. The point is simple. The backcourt rotation will be tight. In that race, fit and two-way value are the deciding factors. There is another reality that cannot be ignored. If Clark is on the roster, many will expect her to start. Bringing her as a reserve creates a different conversation. Some will call it a missed opportunity. Others will say it is smart roster management if the game plan is different. But the coaching staff cannot build for optics. They will build for results. If Lawson wants to slow the game, feed Wilson and Stewart, and let the defense carry the day. She will choose guards accordingly. And she will be backed by a long history of USA basketball choosing system over brand. All of this is inside a larger growth moment for women's basketball. The WNBA is scaling with new streaming deals, expanded coverage, and better production. Teams use cloud computing to share scouting data and video across cities, rely on secure network infrastructure for their operations, and analyze big data from a full season to inform off-season decisions. Social platforms and short-form video make highlights travel in seconds over 5G. Broadcasters use real-time data overlays and simplified dashboards to explain the game to a wider audience. In this environment, every decision gets more attention. The media cycle is faster. The engagement is higher. The pressure is louder. But international tournaments strip that noise away. You still have to inbound the ball, make shots, get stops, and trust each other. There is also a matter of energy management. In a compact tournament, you need depth, healthy legs, and sustainable rotations. Coaches today treat workloads like a network to be managed. You protect your critical assets the way a good IT team protects its core system. You do not run at 100% for every node in every cycle. You prioritize key tasks, monitor stress, and act before failures happen. That is not flashy, but it wins over a week when games stack. You can call it load management, or you can call it common sense. Team dynamics will matter too. Bringing in a star with massive attention requires clarity in roles. Leadership from veterans, honest communication, and a shared language are non-negotiable. On a national team, there is no time to resolve background issues. The best groups keep rules simple, accept tough decisions, and commit to the common goal. That culture has kept Team USA on top for decades. It will not change because the social feed is louder. None of this is to say there is only one right answer. There is a path where Caitlin Clark as starting point guard makes sense. If the staff decides to run more leverage depth, push the ball after stops, and target early post seals with quick hit actions, Clark becomes a force multiplier. She bends the defense, creates open threes for shooters, and makes life easier for Stewart and Wilson. There is also a path where a slower pace, control half court, and defense first approach is a plan. In that case, Jackie Young, Alyssa Thomas, and Chelsea Gray at guard keep the identity tight. Both plans are valid. The decision is about direction and consistency. The external noise will be heavy if Clark is left off the roster. Fans will voice frustration. Sponsors will ask questions. The debate will burn. USA basketball, though, has already shown it is comfortable making unpopular choices if the staff believes they lead to gold. The Olympics were a reminder. The World Cup will follow the same philosophy. Pick the group that wins the event, not the discussion. March will tell us a lot. Watch the scrimmages. Watch how the guards are grouped. Watch the pace. Watch how quickly the ball finds a post. Watch how many threes come from drive and kick versus set plays. Watch how often the staff stops a drill to correct a defensive rotation. Those are the details that show where this is going. The trainings are the first draft of the plan. The roster is a final copy. Fans can still hold reasonable expectations. People want a national team that defends with pride and also shows the best of American basketball in attack. They want lineups that make sense. They want a rotation that does not waste talent. They want clarity. The good news is that this staff has experience, a modern toolbox, and access to the best players in the world. They will bring a group to the World Cup that can win. The only question is what shape that group will take. There is one more layer worth mentioning. The broader sports tech environment has raised the standard for preparation. Teams now share film libraries on secure cloud platforms, so assistants can break down possession from anywhere. Coaches create simple dashboards that track shot quality, lineup net ratings, and turnover chains. Machine learning tools can cluster play types and identify tendencies faster than manual tagging. Edge computing and fast networks make video upload and review quicker between sessions. None of this replaces the coach's eye. It supports it. And it makes roster conversations like this one less about opinions and more about evidence. The national team will not be built on social clips. It will be built on who defends a handoff the right way, who sets a solid screen, who boxes out on every shot, who runs a lane with purpose, who moves without the ball, who talks in coverage, and who makes the one more pass. In that frame, Caitlin Clark is not a debate about celebrity. She is a question of fit. Play fast, and she is a lever. Play slow, and she competes with guards who have a natural edge in the grind. So where does this leave us? With a real professional question. Kara Lawson has to pick a direction and be consistent. If she wants to run, she has a ready-made engine. If she wants to control, she has a set of guards who know how to do it and a front court that can carry the load. Either way, Aya Wilson and Brianna Stewart will be the center of the project. Nafisa Collier, Aaliyah Boston, and Kalia Copper will carry major minutes. Sabrina Ionescu will space the floor. Jackie Young, Alyssa Thomas, and Chelsea Gray will define the identity on the perimeter. Around that core, the last spots will reward the right roles. For fans, the best approach is simple. Watch camp, look past the headlines, see the direction. If it trends toward pace, Clark's odds rise. If it looks like Duke, they fall. Let the evidence build. Then we will know whether this Team USA will ride defense to a controlled title run, or open the game and lean on creation and shooting to build separation. Tell us what you think. Is a defensive path the right one in international play, or should the staff unlock one of the best offensive talents in the game and run? We will keep covering the build-up with training updates, roster signals, and analysis that focuses on the basketball and the decisions that matter. Because as loud as the debate gets, the goal remains steady. Put together a group that wins together. And do it with clarity, discipline, and a plan that fits the moment.